Let's look at how Paradox address micromanagement issues. In Stellaris you assign pops to tiles and build buildings on planets. Obviously the more stars you have under your control, there are more planets, more individual tiles and buildings and pops you have to manage, and it gets out of hand. This is where sectors come in. Sectors are most similar to vassals in CK2, but with key differences. The biggest difference is that these are more economic, less militaristic and less political. Sectors do not have their own militaries, they don't have their own research, they do not pursue particular political aims, and they do not revolt. However, Paradox did leave a large hint that there possibly could be an expansion that would allow the revolt of entire sectors. The only territory you directly control are your core worlds. There's a limit on the amount of core worlds you can directly control. The limit in the pictures appears to be 5, and quite importantly remember, it is planets not stars that contribute to this limit. The devblog states that these core worlds will never be a huge number, and therefore strategic placement of sectors could make a lot of difference to how your game turns out. You can assign sector governors, you will have a limited number of sectors, 3 seems to be the limit in the pictures. You can give them a focus, for instance industrial, research, and when I looked at the pictures there seemed to be something related to military specifically. You can pour credits or minerals into them to try and build them up, or you could tax them for their resources, depending on whether they are rich or simply unfavourable enough to deserve it. It will be interesting to know how you can use this in-game, practically and for instance role-playing wise. Practically, it might be in your interest to try and deprive a disloyal sector from resources so it cannot get developed and therefore threaten you. And roleplay wise, it might be more interesting to reward sectors that are of your same species and punish sectors that you've just conquered. Now, how do factions, sectors and pops interact? Every sector has pops. Pops in a sector will start to develop a unique identity over time, changing their ethos from the original race. This will attract like-minded pops from other sectors across the Empire, and considering factions seem to be backed by pops, this means that some sectors might become bases for particular factions, and factions can make demands, and can revolt, leading to the glorious galactic civil war we've all been dreaming of since this game was announced. I hope you've enjoyed this. Subscribe and check out my video on the Dev Diary, Alliances and Federations. More of these videos will be coming out in the future, and I really hope to make them a regular thing. Thanks for watching.